question time. And we got a question from my friend Omar Kelly of the Miami Herald. He's been covering the NFL for a long time, covers the Dolphins. He will be on the Joe Rose Show from time to time, WQAM in Miami. I'm on there every Friday morning at or around 9:15. Omar and I have some conversations that way. He's been on the PFT Live show. He was on during the season last year, did a great job with whatever topic it was that we talked about. I think it was like Tua after his concussion, I think. So anyway, here's his question. Is it possible and realistic that these second-round picks and their agents can collude and deliver guaranteed contracts that the NFLPA should be advocating for? It is possible, Omar, but it's just not realistic. Here's why. Because here's what should happen. And we mentioned this the other day. Instead of having these guys hold out now, after they participated in the offseason program, including the mandatory minicamp, despite not being employees of the team, they participated under that participation agreement that, depending upon which team it is, promises you the money that you would make if you'd been under contract and somehow suffer a serious injury. The time to take a stand was then. The time to band together was then. At the latest mandatory minicamp, the agents for all the second-round picks, and some agents represent multiple second-round picks, get everyone together and come up with a plan. Here's how we're going to do this. And you get the NFLPA involved, and frankly, the NFLPA should have been spearheading this. You find the agency that has the most number of second-round picks or the most significant, like Athletes First, which has Nick Emenwari, the Seahawks safety who's unsigned, and also Trey Harris, the first official holdout from the second-round pick class. But I think that the plausible, possible approach would have been to come up with a formula for how many guys in round two are going to have 100% fully guaranteed, because they're not all getting 100% fully guaranteed. Because last year, the guys at the bottom were north of 50, south of 60%. The problem is when the first two go to 100, number one, you need to know how many more are going to get to 100, and then you need to see where those numbers go. 98, 96, 94, 92. That's the dilemma. And that's why once someone does it, and the popular thinking has been in recent days that Quinshon Judkins of the Browns is going to be the first one to do it because of his recent arrest. He'll take less than 100 and the rest of them will fall in line. But what the NFLPA should have brokered or should have tried to broker is an arrangement and an agreement among the 30 unsigned second-round picks. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the percentages we're going to ask for. We're all on the same page. And we're going to collectively tell the teams, hey, until you give these guys this full menu, all of them have to get what they're looking for. None of them are showing up. It's basically a de facto strike. It's a picket line set up by the 30 second-round picks. Here's the problem. Good luck enforcing that, because surely the teams would test this. Now, the teams aren't allowed to collude. The players and the agents are. But I'll give you an example. Let's say that they would come up with this 30-player presentation. Here's what each one needs to get guaranteed. 100% for the first 5, 98% for the next 2, whatever the numbers are. One guy. Let's say they go to one guy who's asked for 98, and they give it to him. Here's what you want. Forget about these other guys. Here's what you want. You asked for it, you got it. And he crosses, and that's it. It's a microcosm of the thing that has created the imbalance between the league and the players. The league will shut the NFL down for a full season to get what they want. The players will not miss a game check. And that's why it's so critical, not to harp on, not to beat the dead horse, but that's why it's so critical for the union to use everything it can, through the collusion ruling, through anything else, to hammer the NFL to create leverage. Create leverage however you can. People from the union have said that. You have to do whatever you can to creatively create leverage. And one way to do it is to kill them with this collusion ruling. You know, if this collusion ruling had been trumpeted back when this was all happening, I mean, you know, maybe the teams would, but well, we better just do these deals. Better give these guys what we want. I mean, look what the Texans did by creating this mess. And the other owners may be looking at the Texans saying, gee, thanks a lot. Because that's how it happened. The Texans gave Jaden Higgins 100% fully guaranteed, first second-round pick ever. He was the second-round pick, second pick in round 2. That screwed everything up. That created this mess. It kind of shows there isn't collusion, or if there is, the Texans are ignoring it. But if you're hammering the NFL with anything you can, if you're putting together leverage like this, if you truly have a rank and file that would be willing to miss game checks, that's the problem. They don't have it. They just don't have it. Cousin Vinny, hey, Mike, can you tell us how the NFL chooses the week 1 opponent for the Super Bowl champs? I picked this one because the answer is very easy. No, I can't, because I don't know. Look, every year when the regular season ends, we know the opponents that every team will play the next year, home and away. And one of the first things I do in the press box at the Super Bowl is I post, as soon as the confetti has hit the ground or while it's still falling, these are the games that could possibly be the Thursday night opener for the next season. Super Bowl champion hosting this team, this team, this team, this team. This year they picked the Dallas Cowboys. You know, they don't typically do division rival, but man, that's a great game out of the gates. It's going to be a sexy game. It's going to be a huge number game right out of the gates. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. And every year they make their decision about which team is the best team to have visit the Super Bowl champion to start the season. Next question, do the players pay to be part of the NFLPA? If so, is it a percentage of their salary? Also, do you have to be part of the union if you're a player in the NFL? They pay dues, and they're not a percentage of the salary. It's a flat payment that goes to the NFLPA. You do have to be a member. Now, I don't know how that works in right-to-work states. If you're a team that's in a right-to-work state, do you have to? I don't know how any of that works. But you pay, and I've argued in the past, and this was a long time ago, that the more you make, the more you should be paying the union. It should be a percentage of your pay, not a flat amount, because it's a hell of a lot more expensive for guys at the bottom of the roster to be in the union relative to their earnings than guys at the top of the union. But they do pay dues. And there are legal obligations by the union to the players. The union, this union, benefits from the fact that the players, hey, and I say this as a guy who's firmly committed to what's best for the players. This is a union where the players aren't nearly as invested as they should be. They don't care as much as they could or should. They just want to play football. And the league has been taking advantage of that for a long time. And now union leadership, the non-player union leadership, has motivated and activated and strategized with that being part of the plan, knowing that the players at the end of the day don't care. Let's take advantage of the fact that the players don't care. Just my opinion. All right. I'll probably need to wrap this up soon. There's just one more. 2 more. Let's get to them. Tyler Hergert. Will the NFL ever have the Super Bowl be a pay-per-view event? I know John Skipper, previously the head of ESPN, he was more recently with Meadowlark Media. I'm not sure where he is right now. He was on one of their podcasts and said he thinks eventually the Super Bowl will be pay-per-view. Here's the problem. If they ever do the Super Bowl on a pay-only platform without a free broadcast on one of the over-the-air networks, the broadcast antitrust exemption will disappear the day after the NFL announces the Super Bowl has gone pay-per-view. I guarantee you that. Because the whole idea is we're giving you the broadcast antitrust exemption. The games are available on free TV. That's one of the big arguments the NFL makes to justify its approach to Sunday Ticket. Never mind the fact that we're luring you to buy this because you want to watch your favorite team, even though you don't live in the town where the team plays. You still get free games. The local team, wherever you live, you get free games, free games, free games. The games are free. The games are free. The games are free, except when they aren't. If the Super Bowl ever wasn't free, there would be hell to pay, and there would be a broadcast antitrust exemption gone forever. So look at it this way. Let me put the cart in front of the horse on this. If and when the broadcast antitrust exemption ever disappears for other reasons, fine, let's do a pay-per-view Super Bowl. The problem is, and this is one of the basic challenges of price point in any business, the more you charge, the fewer people are going to consume. The less you charge, the more consume. And when it comes to a big game like the Super Bowl, they want as many people as possible to watch it. They want to have a maximum audience. That's been the approach so far. Now, if you say, okay, and you get mathematicians and ratings experts, and if we would charge $19.99, how many would watch? If we charge $29.99, how many would watch? If we charge $99.99, how many would watch? And what would you, and that's really the question. Ask yourself this. Think about the sporting events you've paid for. boxing matches, UFC, whatever. What would you pay to watch the Super Bowl? And if it was 130 million this past year, how many would watch if they had to pay $100? $99.99, not 100, not 100, not 100. 99.99. A lot of people. I think a lot of people would do it. I know I would. Well, I mean, it's a write-off for me, even though I don't know what a write-off is. Let's write off the final question. Why would an NFL owner who enjoys their position but needs a few $100 million and decide to sell just a small percent of the franchise and keep control rather than a full sale? What percent are owners allowed to sell within NFL rules? Look, now that these franchises are going up and up and up in value, you can take some money off the table by selling a piece of the team. You still control it. Like some of these minority sales, what the 49ers got for a chunk of the team was order of magnitude more than what they paid for the whole team when they bought it. So you can make a ton of money and you still own the team. And yeah, you got a partner now, but you still own the team. You still control the team. So I think right now the minimum is 30% that you have to hold. So you could sell off 70%. You could buy 100% of the team and you could sell off 70. And you can make a lot of money as these values keep going up and up. You could sell a piece to the Carlyle Group, for which Lloyd Howell, the NFLPA executive director, is a paid consultant. And it's no problem at all for the players who are members of the NFLPA, further proving the fact that they don't care even though they should. All right, that's it for today. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.